It's Yalla Home. Yalla Home.
With Anna Schofield
and Big Hass.
And we're live through till 8 o'clock. Anna and Hass at your service, keeping you occupied. Hopefully the sunset's looking beautiful and you're on your way home. Let's talk about little Ariana Grande.
What happened? She got married.
She got married. But she got married in secret.
Okay.
And there's something lovely and delicious about that when you've got someone as big and famous and probably as wealthy as Ariana Grande is. She has married an estate agent. His name's Dalton Gomez.
Yeah.
And it was a tiny and intimate surprise wedding. I think even people in the press like this kind of thing because obviously the press eat these things up. So if they knew the wedding was going ahead.
Like you said, like when you say secret, it's more like intimate. So depending on the headline. It's
yeah.
not like a secret because obviously it's known, but more like an intimate wedding, more like, they didn't want everyone involved. So,
yeah.
But that's the kind of thing that gets the headline, secret wedding. How is it a secret wedding and everyone knows about it?
Well, no, because if they had known about it, they'd have all been queuing outside the gate. So it was secret.
Intimate.
Yeah, intimate. Yeah, but it was secret from the press.
Yeah.
They didn't announce they were getting married on this day. There were no helicopters going around the property. There weren't press waiting outside the gate.
Yeah.
And that's what they wanted. So there was only 20 people there, and it was full of intimate friends, or close friends, sorry, not intimate friends, but close friends, and their family members. And reports are just lovely. The family were all really happy. It just nice. I like it when celebrities manage to keep out the press because she's not a minor celebrity, Ariana. She's out there. She's, cooking on gas. So they would have literally just ripped this apart, but it's okay because she's gone off and done it, and they've got the photos. Lovely ring, 3 diamonds and all that, because that's the next thing. You see the photo of the ring, and they're both very in love, and the end.
Yeah, I mean, she's been previously engaged with the producer of Saturday Night Live, Pete Davidson, and then they split up in 2018, and then obviously her ex-boyfriend, Mac Miller, rest in peace, he passed away to a drug overdose in 2018, and she's actually written, music and songs about both relationships, and now obviously she's going to be actually a coach at The Voice coming up in the winter, I believe. She's going to be the coach. So, yeah, cool. Congratulations, Ariana Grande from here, Pulse 95 Radio.
Yalla Home.
with Anna Schofield
and Big Hass.
25 to 7, we're home. We're here live till 8. We're not home. We're here in the studio, Pulse 95 at Yalla Home. All right, so vaccinations on the tip of everyone's tongue, for or against it. Everyone's talking about it globally. And I think this is big news for kids.
It is.
Yeah.
UAE schools are set to prepare to vaccinate students aged between 12 and 15, and all the principals believe that it's better, obviously, having kids vaccinated. All schools are in advanced talks with the health authorities and education regulators to help in this rollout and help giving the vaccine. Obviously, in the coming days, there's around 42,000 students are now eligible across a certain education network to obviously get that vaccine.
Yeah, and all the teachers have already had them, and the school support staff, they've already been vaccinated. So now it's about the children. So a few months ago, they did 16 and above. They trialled that and it all went well. Now they're doing 12 to 16. It's funny because I want to get vaccinated, but when it comes to my kids, I'm a bit, okay. That frightens me a bit more, but it is what it is, and we're all falling in line. So the one vaccination that everyone's talking about is the Pfizer one, because I think that's the one that's actually been made eligible for kids. The others not yet. So it will be the Pfizer one that everyone's going to be taking. Yeah, fact. The cases in the UAE have been dropping sharply, and the UAE said that it obviously recorded its lowest a day before yesterday, 1,229 new infections, and authorities are actually, they brought in one of the world's fastest vaccinations drives and used mass testing to tackle this pandemic. There's a lot of that going on. 11.2 million doses vaccine being given in the UAE. We're definitely on point. Let us know. What do you think about that? We're going to be right back.
Music's greatest songs worth covering. Original classic hitmakers.
Now, you don't get much of this on Pulse 95, and every now and then I drag in one of these songs, always with sort of intrepidation, because I know that, my hip-hop god next to me, Big Hass, is going to go, what you playing, fam? But I think it's important to try and cover a lot of genres, and to dip in and dip out. There is a song that I really, really want to cover, and I nearly did today. I just feel that Like a G6. Do you like the song Like a G6? Do you know it?
What's a G6?
Difficult to explain, but the song Like a G, if I played it to you now, you'd go, whoa, okay.
Okay.
But it has such a, it's actually the first song that was brought to the charts, well known, for an Asian American group. So they were really proud of that. I think they're called Cataracts. But lyrically, I just need to tweak it a bit before I can actually play it. It's super good.
Okay.
But because I couldn't bring Like a G6, I thought, right, well, I'm going to go the other way. And here we are with a Blake Shelton song. Now, you may know Blake Shelton actually from kind of getting together with Gwen Stefani, which no one saw coming. They met on The Voice, on the American series of The Voice. And at the time, I remember really funny people, like big people like Pharrell Williams and things, saying that Blake Shelton could never normally get a girl like Gwen Stefani, but for whatever reason, when love happens, it happens. And they met on the show, and something magical happened, and they completely fell in love and then did a song together. It was absolutely wonderful, and funny to watch, because everyone just thought that Gwen was so much cooler than Blake. And actually, when you listen to the song that they sang together, it's so different from Gwen Stefani's early stuff. Because I mean, she's done stuff with some brilliant people.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah. Anyway, getting back to Blake Shelton, who fell in love with Gwen Stefani recently, or in the last few years. He is pure country, born 1976, and is this prolific American country music singer with loads of Grammys, and I'll tell you about that. He's also known as a television personality. He debuted in 2001, and the single he debuted with was the one I'm going to play you. This is called Austin. And you know I love a story. I love a song that goes from A to Z and has a middle and tells you what it's doing. And it's from the self-titled album Austin as well. It spent 5 weeks, bearing in mind this was a debut song, it spent 5 weeks at #1 on the Billboard Hot Country Songs chart. Platinum certified afterwards, produced two more top 20 entries, that album, All Over Me and Old Red, which was huge. And then he proceeded to have second and third albums, and fourth albums, gold, platinum respectively, everything really good, and has had a massive career. He charted 40 singles, Blake Shelton, including 28 #1s, 17 of which were consecutive. So he broke the record for the most consecutive #1 singles in country airplay ever. So it's a massive. He's a 9-time Grammy Award nominee. Didn't win them all, but he's been nominated 9 times. And known for his role, obviously, as a judge on Nashville's Star, Clash of the Choir, and also The Voice, which is shown on NBC in America, and I watched too. He was there since the beginning. So from the inception of The Voice, he was there. There's been 17 seasons, and out of those 19 seasons, 7 of them, his team have won. So he's not doing badly. He grew up in Oklahoma. His mum was called Dorothy, and she had a beauty salon, and his father was called Richard, and he was a car salesman. And they just said, look, from the minute Shelton could actually walk, or Blake could walk, he was singing. He was just that kind of guy. By the age of 15, he'd written his first song. By the age of 16, he'd received a Diamond Award in his home state. And in November 1990, something that really moved him and obviously his family and affected his music a lot. His brother was killed in a motor accident, and he was only 24. And that obviously, things like that define you, and it did. And it changed his music. It changed his feelings on life, how he took things on in life. He graduated from high school at 17 and then immediately moved to Nashville, Tennessee, and went, I'm singing, and that's the way it's going to be. And he's done it. He's properly done it. Let's talk about this song. It's quite amazing for a debut song, filled with love. And it's one of those songs, just listen to the story. Even if you're thinking, Anna, I'm not going to listen to country, I don't want to listen to country, bring back something with a proper beat. I understand you, but listen to the story. because it's about a woman who moves to Austin after breaking up with her husband. Okay. Less than a year later, she decides to contact him. She's missing him. She calls the number numerous times. She's greeted by the answering machine, and each time he explains where he is, and at the end says, P.S. if this is Austin, I still love you. And he wins her back. And that's it. It's Blake Shelton on the Music Greats.
Yella Home
With Anna Schofield.
and Big House.
A middle of the week, a hump day. It's beautiful, beautiful Tuesday, and we're sliding down to the weekend from tomorrow. Lots of things going on around the world, things opening up slowly but surely, gently. Obviously, government's doing it very, very gently, tiptoeing through the tulips, as we say here at Yalla Home. And of course, one of them is the UAE and the various Emirates.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they're, obviously apparently they're accepting weddings and guests, as many as 100 guests, which is like, up from the 10 members of one family. And of course, the fact that you have, the entertainment section is live again. Restaurants can book artists, but you should be vaccinated as an artist.
Yeah.
It's a cool thing, that this is happening. And also, the temperature is higher right now, and their British brothers and sisters are happy now because of the temperature is higher. But yeah, that's how it is, Yeah.
Although I will say, I was walking around today, Haas, going, whew, it's hot.
Well,
It's hot. It did feel extra hot today for some reason. I don't know why. It's fine as long as you're near water, but actually if you're trying to do a work day, you're right, it's a toughie. So yeah, it's not just weddings, other little things that they've done as well. So on Monday they cut social distancing from 3 meters to 2 meters, which seems like a small thing, but actually talking to restaurateurs, they were saying no, it's a massive thing because it means we can put more tables in. Also, they've taken the limit on tables up to 10. So you used to only be able to have 6. Now you can have 10 people. That's big as well. And so, things will, gradually. There's still some restrictions. Places that don't serve food are going to remain closed. They're not opening those yet. So it's gentle, and that's good. That's what we want. We want to feel trust in our government.
I mean, you're still allowed, you will be allowed to gather for a barbecue, 30 people, 100 people at a wedding, but there's no change in mask wearing, obviously, in public places. According to someone in this industry, they said that 95% of the industry has been vaccinated, and the other 5% are either waiting for their visas to come through or have recently had COVID-19 and need to wait for their vaccine. This is coming in. So, yeah, I mean, they're really pushing the benchmark in terms of, like, the people who work in this industry. For me personally, I take care or worry or care about the music section over here. So yeah, a lot of artists were talking about it, and there was a big divide or division about I don't want to get vaccinated because now only vaccinated artists will only get bookings. Yeah. Which is also, to be honest, it's also a bit of a shame because every single human being got affected. So to put the people who went to vaccine and to have to make them get money, it's also a bit of a downside. That's one opinion. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, it's a personal opinion, but a lot of people are saying, it's no longer personal when you're going to be impacting people.
And it's the same, with the teachers and the doctors. Yeah. They literally said to them ages ago, I mean, you weren't allowed to be a teacher that said no. They vaccinated the teachers because the teachers obviously are in classrooms with children. So when you go
but the teachers, they interact with the kids. But as an entertainer, if I'm playing guitar right here, you just go on, eat your burger, man. Yeah. So for me, it's more like there's a big distance between the entertainer and whoever is, and 95% of the time in the UAE, they don't care about who's singing anyway. They just want to eat their thing, drink whatever, and then there's music. So I had a really big discussion with the people there because I think it's a bit unfair to put people only who get vaccinated to get money in their pocket right now because we're talking money. Yeah, so it's more like it's more like your livelihood. A lot of people after that, they said, I don't want to be vaccinated, I'm leaving. So they're leaving the country because they don't want to be vaccinated.
And I think that's what happened with teachers as well. Because imagine if you're a teacher and you were told to get vaccinated.
But teachers is understandable though.
But not really, because they can stand at the front of the class in the same way. But ultimately, all of them have to walk through a class. They have to walk through people. It's interesting interesting what they said about restaurants, because I was looking at the distinction. You know, if you don't serve food, when you're not allowed to open yet. And they said in restaurants there's a greater control over social distancing than in venues where you might just, want to stand there and have a drink. So that's quite interesting. And I suppose it's true because they're keeping everyone sitting down. And so you know where people are. They're sitting down, they're at a table, there's a certain level of control on it. It's just really, but what they want is staff members in hotels, they all had to be vaccinated. They've gradually been doing it. You know, I went to see a friend in hospital today. Everyone in that hospital that's working there is vaccinated.
Yeah.
There's no choice on it.
Yeah,
so it's rippling through, and I understand what you're saying. I'm getting my vaccination tomorrow.
Yep.
It's not about how I feel about the vaccination. It's
Awesome.
about wanting to be able to travel.
Hey.
Yellow Home
With Anna Schofield.
and Big House.
Live till 8, live till 8. You know the drill. We are back on our 5 till 8 here at Yellow Home.
All right, what are we doing right now? We're talking about the new digital payment methods. Majority of the people are happier to use, obviously, the cards or whatever it is. I'm just checking here. What do they mean by new? What else is going to be new?
Well, there's these biometric payment methods that they're talking about. So, obviously, you've got the standard stuff. 97% of consumers, so people who buy products, surveyed here in the UAE, plan to use at least one new method of digital payment. This can be wearables, biometrics, digital currencies, or QR codes within the next year. Everyone is fine with doing that.
I didn't get that.
Are you? Well, so things like
What do you
using
mean
your
QR
phone.
codes again?
Yeah.
That's what they mean. Okay.
Yeah, the QR codes. Yeah, you know what they.
I don't know. I haven't tried that.
Menus are all QR codes right now, aren't
Menus is cool, but I mean, me going in and because the menu thing, you sit down on the table. A menu is
blip.
actually a beautiful idea because
Right.
it reduces. There's many things, and there was a study on it. And thank you for bringing that up. It was like there was a study on it because when you take a picture and then the menu comes out, then this menu can be edited, which means you put a new dish on the table, you do something new, you can edit. Whereas if you have the old-fashioned printed one, you gotta reduce everything, and then it's
Trees
paper,
everywhere.
and you have to have reprinted again, and it's boring, to be honest. Everyone has a phone right now, and khalas, it's like boom, and then it's there, and
Job done.
Yeah, but I don't know about the payment. The thing is, having my card always here on the phone, like, I don't know how it's done. I don't even try it. Like the fact that people do it like that. And what I said in the unpopular opinion segment that I have on Instagram was more like I said it. I said people who use their phone to pay are usually a show off. And the world went berserk. Like, nah.
Did everybody go for
Oh
that?
my God, I got attacked big time. Even some big time celebrities who never really followed me, but someone obviously shared this stuff to them. And then they said to me, like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm not a show off. I'm like, I'm just messing, man. Like, but yeah, I mean,
I love that.
so far, I haven't met anyone, right? I haven't met anyone who brings that. So the reason why I came up with this theory
tell me.
was basically, I've been here in the UAE for 4 years right now, right? I didn't even know that this existed before that. I don't know when this, but I
It
know
was
this.
while we were here. It's
Great.
like suddenly Apple Pay, and I
Great.
mean, they all do it. They're all doing it.
Amazing.
Now, aren't they?
So far, I mean, you go and buy stuff in the market, and then it's like it's the way, I guess, that makes you, and it's wrong, to makes you judge a person, because obviously, I'm very vocal about that. You go and buy something, and then the person says, "Hello, how are you? How was your day?" And the person's like, they put the phone like this, and then they leave.
Well, that's just them being rude. That's
get
not a phone person, though. Do you think?
No, yeah, but most of the people who pay by phones were like that. So you has made up this kind of theory that is like that, but that's why it's called unpopular opinion.
Yeah,
because
brilliant.
it's unpopular. Not everyone agrees, obviously, and of course, it's not the fact. You cannot judge how people pay.
So
but
you
it's
won't be
interesting.
using, the phone payment method
Not
anytime
phone, not
soon.
watch. Apparently, there's a watch you can pay with your watch.
Ah, right, yeah.
Which is
yeah.
interesting as well. You go like
Yeah,
that.
blip.
So for me, the watch people are a bit more chilling than the phone people so far. So
I love it.
you pay with your watch. You're a bit cooler in my eyes.
Right.
The phone thing so far, I haven't met one person. One person I haven't met so far.
Soon we're going to have a chip in our hand, apparently, and we
I'm
will
not
be
gonna
like,
do it. Yeah,
flip.
yeah. I mean,
We'll
this
just
is
be
where
paying
the
with
Elon
our
Musk people,
upper fist.
everybody that's Elon Musk fanatics.
But what they're saying in this survey is that 2/3 of UAE people, 63% globally, said they have recently tried a new payment method that they would not have used under normal circumstances. And they think that COVID-19 has driven customers to sort of be a bit more flexible with payment options and to get what they want. They just said, you know, people are thinking about things in a different way, which is kind of true. We're all a bit... I went out to lunch with some girlfriends on Friday and I wore heels as just a random thing. It's just that I could barely walk because I haven't worn heels in like 10 months. And I literally felt like I was walking like, a Formula One driver. Like I just looked stupid. I felt stupid. I didn't feel elegant or nice. I was walking along going, oh, get these shoes off. Yeah. I've been flip-flopped and trainers girl. I'm a sneakers girl right now. So I think, everything's changed.
Man, yeah, everything did. Coming up next, we're going to be talking about how the UAE ranked number 18 as the best expat destination to live and work.
It's Yalla Home. Yalla Home.
With Anna Schofield
And Big Hass.
We are live for another 35
Something will never change. Facts with that. Okay. So this is just in. The UAE ranks as the 18th best expat destination to live and work. We've got Bahrain and Oman also, figuring up in the top 25 countries.
Amazing.
This is where the new survey is. The UAE ranked 18th out of 59 destinations, obviously in the world, for expats to work and live abroad, according to this new survey by the GNI, which is the Global Network.
I'm dying to know what the top 10 was, I have to say, because I can't believe that we're only number 18.
Yeah, that's interesting. Obviously expats consider the UAE to be peaceful, safe, and stable country with a lot of travel opportunities and a good transportation infrastructure.
Yep.
And obviously, a lot of people, the UAE is known for its glamorous, fast-paced lifestyle. Those who try to keep up with it will find themselves with less disposable income than the rest. This is a fact.
Okay.
And yeah, I see what that,
I see too.
What's interesting as well, they're saying 32% of expats in the UAE said their disposable household income is not enough to cover their daily living expenses, comparing with 23% globally. Meanwhile, 21% of expats in the UAE said they have disposable income of less than $12,000 per year, compared with 15% globally. Now, the UAE is very, very fast-paced. I tell you that. I just moved here 4 years ago and 4 years and a half ago, and I know, very
you're
fast-paced.
feeling it, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, big time. And I don't know how people are doing it. Obviously, it's not New York, but I'm just saying that it's like, heavy.
Yeah.
And again, when you have a country that's 50 years, they're not going to be looking at, hey, we're waiting for you. We are going. We don't care about you. You want to be lazy, and be slow. We're fast. And that's the situation. It's cool. Obviously, the top country for expats to work and live in is Taiwan.
Is it really?
Yeah, Taiwan, followed by Mexico, Costa Rica, Malaysia, Portugal is number 5, New Zealand is number 6.
Wow.
Don't worry, the UK is not here.
No, it won't be.
Australia is number 7, Ecuador is number 8, and yeah, I saw that coming. Canada is number 9,
right?
And then number 10, Vietnam.
Wow, there's so many that I didn't really think about in there. Amazing.
Yeah. Shocker.
So Taiwan is number 1.
Again, according to the Internations Expat Insider 2021, obviously, survey. But the main thing that's coming out from here is that expats consider the UAE very peaceful, very safe, stable country, and I think stable is where a lot of attention on it. A lot of expats come in here and they say we're gonna be going there, we're gonna make money, we're gonna blah blah blah, and then they obviously, hey, we're moving here, we're not gonna stay here, we're just moving here. Khalas, we're just making this a place called home, because obviously there's a lot of things that happen here.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I think one of the reasons, and I'm speaking as an Arab, and as a Muslim as well, I think the tolerance played a big factor in the UAE opening up to that world.
Yeah.
There's no difference between like the UAE and maybe other like European countries. Whatever you can do there, you can do here.
Yeah.
In a way or shape or form.
Yeah. Agreed.
So a lot of people would consider what they would do back in, I don't know, New Zealand or Australia or I don't know, Canada.
Yeah.
Or come here and we can do that. And I think this was a big main thing. And last year or couple of years ago, there was a tolerance here in terms of like opening up. And obviously we were going through a very, very tough time right now. And you see religion is made to unite us. And it's beautiful that the UAE is really holding that up in the, really going towards that. So yeah.
If you liked this episode of Yalla Home, drop a like and subscribe.
95.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram for all our daily updates and top stories.